stick around because you do not want to miss these epic budget-friendly phones. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Thanks for coming by to check out this new drop. So those of you that know me know that I'm all for some sweet finds at minimal cost. So today I am sharing with you my favorite setup and tech items, all for around $50 Canadian and under. So take notes and let's get into it. Alright guys, so as most of you know, I've recently fully upgraded my previously very lame, very dated gaming laptop, couch side table setup into a much more respectable and proper gaming setup, complete with my very first self-built gaming PC. Along this journey, I've come across some sweet finds used throughout that I'm going to share with you all today.
But wait, there's more!
And be sure to stick around to the end where I'll drop my most favorite $50 setup must-haves. Without further ado, let's get into it. So I've used these all throughout my setup, and honestly, you can use them all throughout your whole house to tidy any long cables. Definitely a must-have for any setup. This pack was $80 that I scored from Amazon for $9.99. Next, and similarly, I got some cable ties that are Velcro and have a sticky side. So these ones are really good to use, whether it be under your desk, along a wall, etc. So I have a fair amount of these in my setup. So they have a Velcro side and a sticky side. You can stick them up against something. And anyway, I got this pack from AliExpress for $5.16. I can't remember exactly how many were in the pack. It wasn't a huge amount, maybe 20 or so. Anyway, definitely a good buy. Then I also got some white cable sleeves. These I used in just a couple of spots, one being running cords from my monitor to the back of the PC. You don't see a huge amount now, but I used it there. And then along my panels, which is hiding my cord from my ring light and my triangle lights going down to be plugged in for power. So I scored this from AliExpress on sale for $9.78, and it was like 5 meters, so I've got a lot left to spare. Now, a big one I'd recommend still in that cable management category is a power bar. Now, the one I have has a few outlets, but also a couple USB and USB-C ports, which is amazing for all your extra accessories and chargers. So I actually screwed mine into the bottom of my desk, so it helps to keep all my cables hidden at any height that I have my desk at, because it is a sit to stand. Mine I got from Amazon for $24.99. There's a lot of different similar style ones, so take a look and see what will fit best for you, but I'll leave the link to mine and all these items in the description below the video. Okay, a couple more quick ones in the cable management category, and then we'll check out some cooler stuff. Next up is my cable raceway. I got just 2 of these guys from AliExpress for $11.78. I've got one on the wall under my desk, which hides the extension cord cable that goes to the outlet. And then I have a second one that's running along the bottom of my desk from the power bar towards the back of the PC. A final contender for the cable management category is these adorable purple magnetic cable holders. I actually really love these things. I think the pack came with 6. I've used 2 on my desk here, one for my phone charger and one for my watch, which run under my desk to my power bar. They come with adhesive tabs on the back, so you stick them on and put them wherever you want. I've also got one on my end table by the couch for a charger there, and beside my bedside table, or on my bedside table, also for a phone charger. It's just nice not to have to shuffle around on the floor searching for your cords. They're just right there exactly as needed. So these were from Amazon for $13.99. All right, on to some more fun stuff. Some setup, accessories, decor. First off, we have a big one, my 3D wall panels. I love these so much. I know they're a bit overused now, but at the time when I bought them, I'd never seen them before and loved them. Now, watching all kinds of setup videos since building my own CP, I see they're quite common, but I still love them. It adds some uniqueness to the space, and I like how the light bounces off of them. These ones came in a pack of 15 on Amazon for $34.99. I felt that was a really good price for them, really. So you can check those out. Then we have a bit smaller. I have my purple coiled keyboard cable. And for me, this was just a bit of an accessory piece. My keyboard actually came with a brown coiled cable, which for the colors of the keyboard itself seemed really weird and obviously didn't fit my color theme at all. So that was from AliExpress for $8.44. Next, we have a vital piece for most setups, my dual monitor arm. Now, to address the elephant in the room, you're correct. I do not have two monitors in my setup. But my initial setup, if you've watched my recent video showing my upgrade and evolution of my setup, shows that I did at one point have my monitor on one arm and then my laptop, my gaming laptop, which was initially powering my whole setup, on the other. So I've since upgraded that. But my monitor arm I got from Amazon for $44.99. I don't really have any complaints on it. It's doing its job. In hindsight, I likely would have opted for a white arm, but at the time of buying, I didn't really know I'd be fully revamping things to a mostly white setup, so whatever. It is what it is. I recently actually swung the arm around now, so it's mostly hidden behind my PC. So it's fine. All right, next, this item is new to my setup and actually rolls off the last item, which is my VESA tablet mount. With getting into recording, it's really nice to have something for a second screen so I can at least have OBS open. I picked this up and it's really nice. I can actually swap out my tablet and my work laptop if I'm working from home to be able to have a dual kind of setup. It's a bit cramped with my work laptop, but I make it work. This was from Amazon for $41.99. Next, to help with recording, I picked up this little clip-on ring light to add some more lighting. It's been alright, but I'll likely swap out for something more like the Elgato key lights for a softer light. I have it placed up higher and angled down to help avoid glare in my glasses. It is good for someone just starting out though, for sure. This one was from Amazon for $28.99. It did come with a little small tripod also. Alright, so speaking of my shelves, they're next on my list. 4-pack acrylic shelves. I love the look of these iridescent shelves. I got them from Amazon for $32.99 and it was a pack of 4, although I'm currently only using 3 in my setup. I was just looking for something to show off my little knickknacks in my setup, so I've got a bunch of pop figures and other figurines displayed on there. They do have holes to screw them into the wall, but I'm actually using some double-sided tape, and it's actually held up pretty well for what they're holding up. So that was a pack of 4 from Amazon. Next up, we have this Play Vital controller stand. This one I got from Amazon for $19.99. Maybe a wee bit overpriced for what it is, really, but I wanted something pretty that would go with my setup, and it actually matched my PS5 controller like really perfectly, so it's a win-win. I'll likely invest in another one for my Xbox controller at some point for symmetry, because symmetry is life. Lastly in this category, aside from those saved for the end, for my favorite section, is the one that no setup is complete without. The infamous pencil drawer. So this little guy was $5.79 on sale from AliExpress, and really, if you don't have one already, go get one. It's just super convenient for storing little things. I have some extra cables and my dongle for my headset in there, tripods, things like that. No pencils, ironically, but I could if I wanted to. So yeah. Yes, definitely a must-have, and this came with an adhesive pad, so you can just stick it underneath of your desk, but it did come with screws too, so you can also screw it in. It's $5.79 on AliExpress. Get one if you haven't already. Alrighty, going to move on to a few quick mentions used in my build itself, and then we'll finish with my favorite must-haves. So stick around, because you do not want to miss these epic, budget-friendly finds. First on the list, which is a little bit hidden, is my 12-way 5-volt RGB LED splitter. Definitely a good thing to pick up if you're concerned on either not having enough headers on your motherboard for all your LED features in your build, or wanting to make sure that you're not daisy chaining too many into a header that may result in overvoltage. So this one I picked up from Amazon for $20.99. Next up is my purple extension cables. I got these from Newegg for just $9.90 for the pack of 5. So I think they're Sama brand, but yeah, I've got no complaints on them at all. They've been great. And last of this quick category, and also a bit hidden in my build, is my Thermalright AM5 CPU contact frame. These guys have some pretty decent reviews for helping to keep your CPU a couple of degrees cooler, and also helps make for a smoother surface when you're spreading your thermal paste, so you don't have to worry about excess spilling over the edges or anything like that. $12.99 seemed like a pretty good buy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's the moment we've all been waiting for. Okay, maybe not really. But anyways, I've saved these favorites for last because they're technically over $50 Canadian, but not by much. So they're still like in that $50 range. Anyways, here they are. First off, we have my Qantas monitor light bar. I like this and actually use both sides of it way more than I thought I would when I initially bought it. When I was first looking into them, it honestly was more for the backlight onto the wall, or for me, the wall panels, that I was most interested in it for. But since buying it, I've been using the front light a lot more. It helps to light up your desk area and does help to reduce eye strain. I also noticed it does assist with some extra like ambient lighting when you're recording too. So the controls are just on either side of it. This side here is for the light on the back that goes against the wall. So there's some different, let's see. There's some different solid colors that you can go through. And then there's a few presets that will scroll through a couple different colors. So if you want red and green pukey Christmas colors, you can do that. Blue. Anyway, I keep mine on a pretty default setting. And then the other side is for your front light. So that one you can change through the different temperature of the light, and you just kind of tap on the side. So overall, definitely recommend. This guy was from Amazon for $55.99, and that's the Qantas monitor light bar. Next, I have my lovely footrest. Listen, as a shorty, almost all of us need one of these guys. Between limitations of height, desk, and chair height, we'll almost always need one in order to be sitting properly. And never mind the fact that I'm half of the time sitting cross-legged. Irrelevant. But I do like it, especially when I'm working from home or studying and things like that, where I want to be actually a little bit ergonomic. And most importantly, the foot warmer pocket. My feet are always cold, so this is a necessity. It also has Velcro attachments that help you adjust the height for your preference. And this was from Amazon for $52.99. And I believe they do have a few different color options to choose from. The next and final two are pretty new additions to my setup, but they were definitely needed. First off, we have my new, I don't know if it's pronounced Fifine, anyway, that brand A6W mic. This was from Amazon for $56.99. I really do like the microphone. It's just a USB style, which is fine for my needs right now. There's a gain knob on the bottom, so you can adjust that quickly. And then there's a mute button on the top, which you'll know that it's muted because it turns off the RGB lights when it's muted. The only thing that would be nice is more control over the RGB lights. They cycle through the colors, but there's no software or anything to have the ability to adjust the colors to stay on certain ones, or even just turn them off if you prefer for them to be off. But anyway, I don't mind it too much. The mic did come with a little tripod, which I don't use. And there's another option of it that comes with a mic boom arm, but I didn't really like the style of that one, so I went with this one so that I could get my own arm that I like. And that brings us to our final item, my Prismora mic boom arm. This one was $56.99 on Amazon, and I like the style of it so much more. I find it's a lot more clean than the other ones that were default with my mic. It also has a raceway underneath for hiding the cables, so it just looks a lot more clean, I find. And it is fairly adjustable too, so you can adjust the height up. You obviously can turn this part here. It did also come with like the extra extensions so that if you needed the mic up higher, depending on your setup, then you can do that, and that would attach over there, which brings everything up. Maybe more for people who have the mic coming down kind of setup, but it did come with that as well, which is great to give you options. And then it did come with a few attachments for the end piece with different thread sizes, so you're likely to find a fit for your specific mic. But yeah, so that pretty much wraps up this episode. I hope you guys found some value in this, maybe a few items of interest. As mentioned, I will have links to all items I mentioned in the description of the video, so be sure to check that out. I was also thinking of maybe doing a similar video of a few of my more expensive items in my setup, like my desk and my chair. I was very picky with those and looking for specific things when I was shopping for each of them. So let me know in the comments below if you'd be interested in a video going over those. And kind of my review on each, and of course prices and where to buy. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed, and if you did, be sure to give it a like. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so that you never miss another Scotia Bunny video. And I'll see you guys on the next one.